Hello and welcome. We are back with a Critical Drinker video. Let's get into this.
For those on YouTube, thanks for clicking on the video. I hope you enjoy. We've got a Critical Drinker video today to check out about the Super Mario Galaxy movie and if it's good or actually bad. Because again, multiple statements from multiple people either saying it's good or bad. So let's check it out. I do trust Critical Drinkers.
Your viewer. One man's trash could be another man's.
I trust Critical Drinkers reviews.
Treasure, and the only thing separating the two is what personally matters to them. Case in point, Super Mario Galaxy, a film that's poised to dominate the April box office and is probably going to be one of the few movies this year to hit $1 billion. But is it actually worth your time and money? Well, it all comes down to perspective. If you're a little kid with ADHD who just wants to see lots of bright colours and action and loud noises and
I will say though, I did really enjoy the first Mario movie. Obviously not the one from like 50 years ago or whatever, but the new one, the first one with the one dude voice acting Mario, the animated one.
A plot that literally never lets up for a single second, or a lifelong Nintendo superfan who's content to bask in the warm, comforting glow of nostalgia.
No. I don't like the Nintendrones. They're stupid half the time. Half the time. There are some that aren't, but half the time, like, Nintendo fanboys are retarded.
While munching member berries as they allow the film to carry them back into a simpler, happier, more innocent time in their life, then well, you can safely ignore everything I'm about to say in this review and just go see the film. You'll probably have an absolute blast and come away happy and contented, even if you're not entirely sure what you just saw, but you probably won't care. And the Drinker supports this. Never let it be said I want to get in the way of people having a good time. If, however, you're hoping for something just a little deeper, maybe some meaningful character arcs, or a story that tugs at the heartstrings and stays with you longer than the walk back to your car, you're probably going to come up short with this one. Allow me to elaborate. The story, such as it is, picks up sometime after...
I mean, that was the first Mario movie as well. It's not like it had a compelling story and something that's going to stick with you. It was just a Mario movie.
After the events of the first Mario movie, Bowser is now imprisoned by Mario and Luigi after being defeated at the end of the previous film. Princess Peach is now the benevolent ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, and all seems to be going well. Until this weird little star thing shows up one day to report that Peach's long-lost sister Rosalina has been captured by Bowser Jr., who's planning to use her power to free his dad from prison so that they can take over the galaxy together. So Peach heads off to rescue her sister and save the fucking day, while Mario and Luigi just kind of hang around waiting for something to happen. And happen it does, when Bowser Jr. shows up and tries to rescue his dad, forcing the two brothers to head off and reunite with Peach so that the rest of the plot can happen. And all the different factions come together for one final battle to stop...
What is this camera footage?
Bowser's super weapon. Rescue Rosalina and save the entire galaxy. Just another day at the office then. You know, reviewing a movie like this is actually pretty challenging because in some ways it lacks even the most basic elements of what a movie is, so there's not a whole lot for me to analyse. 3-act plot structure with dramatic highs and lows? Don't need it. The plot is more like a 90-minute trailer, a heat-seeking missile streaking towards its target, never slowing down or deviating from its course even for a second. I'm not kidding, the pace of this film is unlike anything I've ever seen before. It literally never stops. Everything just gets thrown at you in this relentless bombardment with almost no...
I mean, that's not a bad thing. It means
effect to link any
you always have something, you're always paying attention, something's always happening.
Together. No sooner is one plot event dropped in than we move right along to the next with zero time to catch our breath or take any of it in. Like I say, if you're a little kid who just wants to get to the next action scene and doesn't really give a shit about how or why any of it's happening, this movie is absolute heaven for you. For anyone else though, it's gonna feel like the cinematic equivalent of 3 Red Bulls followed by a line of Coke. Character arcs? Nah, not really. Nobody really learns anything about themselves or changes through
Baby Mario?
the course of the film. They never have to make difficult choices that tell you more about them as people. They all just kind of get pulled from one set piece to another depending on the whims of the writers. What's interesting though is that for a movie with Mario's name on the poster, the script actually has very little interest in Mario or Luigi. For the most part, they're just kind of along for the ride, playing second fiddle to far more important characters. The real narrative focus is split between Peach, who's on a quest to rescue her sister and forms what I could best describe as the core of the film, film, and Bowser, who's caught between loyalty to his son and his friendship towards the Mario Brothers.
Wait, what?
I mean, it's not exactly deep
Since when has Bowser got a friendship to the Mario Brothers? The fuck?
and meaningful character work, but it's something, I guess. But remember what I was saying about perspective? Well, you can always rely on Grace Randolph to provide you with a particularly retarded one.
I continue to feel that Bowser and now Bowser Jr. are a little bit too actually evil. Like, it goes beyond cartoon villainy. I
Who the fuck is this retard?
think maybe because they kind of mimic, like, the toxic manosphere.
Oh god damn it. Yeah, this is a retard.
That is, like, I don't know if it's becoming more and more popular, if it's maybe finally reached its breaking point.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Yep.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
I'm going to be honest here, I have literally
Yeah, that was very stupid.
no idea what she's talking about, and I think most people watching her review didn't either. There is nothing even vaguely resembling the toxic manosphere in these two characters. It's just a generic story about a son trying to live up to his father's legacy, only to realise he maybe didn't understand the legacy quite as well as he thought. As I said earlier though, the real focus here is on Princess Peach, and holy shit do they go all in on this character, to the point where it starts to feel like some weird fetish on the part of the writers. She is, without a doubt, the most powerful, capable, and important character in this entire universe,
She's a capable woman.
and it's not even close. Time
Powerful, independent woman that can do everything.
after time, she defeats literally dozens of enemies all at once with zero difficulty, overcomes every trap and obstacle with ease, finds every piece of information she needs, and ultimately unlocks her true power to save the entire galaxy. I mean,
That's not got a certain message attached to it. Definitely not.
it doesn't feel mean-spirited or anything. I never got the impression the film was trying to crap on men or anything like that, but Jesus Christ, you do know there's other characters in this movie, right? Like, why even put them in there if you're just gonna have Peach do basically everything by herself? At this point, we're so far into the princess who rescues herself trope that she doesn't just rescue herself, she even rescues another fucking princess while she's at it. On that subject, a lot of people on Open Bar last night were asking me what Brie Larson's Rosalina is like. Is she
Wait, what? Brie Larson's in this? Well, that's an immediate no-go for me. I will not even pirate this movie. I do not give a shit.
a Captain Marvel-style girl boss who's out to dominate every situation and put the boys in their place? Well, no, not really. There's not even a whole lot I can say about her, to be honest. She's in like 2 scenes at most. She's
Oh wow.
functionally identical to Princess Peach, and just generally comes across as a pretty nice person trying to protect her surrogate family. And hey, Brie seems pretty happy to be part of this film, and who can blame her? After like 5 years in actors' jail,
Okay, interesting.
she's probably happy to just be doing anything. For me though, the real star of the show was Glenn Powell's Fox McCloud, who's cool and suave and absolutely owns every scene he's in. The only problem is he doesn't even show up until like the last 30 minutes, and he's chronically underused. Shit man, I would take an entire film about him just flying spaceships and going off on adventures. Characters and plot aside, Mario
Almost guarantee that he's in this because they want to do a cinematic universe type thing with him, most
fans
likely.
looking for member berries, references, in-jokes, and nostalgia bait are in for an absolute treat with this one. As someone who played Super Mario World to death back in the early 90s, even I cracked a smile at some of the recognizable iconography, vehicles, and characters. The visual style and the animation is just as bright, colourful, and fast-paced as you'd expect. The soundtrack is suitably epic and bombastic, some of the action scenes are pretty impressive, and yeah, it can all get a bit hyperactive and overwhelming at times, but what can I say? They know their audience with this one, and they're probably giving them exactly what they want.
Probably.
Anyway, I've prattled on long enough. The real question you're asking here is whether Super Mario Galaxy is worth your time. Well, the best I can say is that if you liked the first one, you're probably going to enjoy the sequel just as much. It's really just more of all the things you got last time with everything dialed up to 11. It's bright, it's colourful, it's fast-paced, and if you're willing to switch your brain completely off, then there's fun to be had with it for sure. If on the other hand you're looking for a movie that's deeper than a puddle, that has an actual story to tell and interesting characters to delve into, you're probably looking in the wrong place. As I say,
I mean, you can have both.
it all comes down to perspective. Anyway,
Yeah, no, I'll probably give it a shot at some point then, but after, caught up with all the other movies and anime that I want to watch. So this is not going to happen anytime soon. But no, Critical Drinker always makes good videos. And I always trust his judgment when it comes to reviews. He doesn't... If something is shit, he's going to tell you it's shit. He doesn't take two shits about that. Like, if he thinks it's bad, you're going to know it. For those that watched on YouTube, thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for watching through to the end. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, like, sub, and comment down below.